Big Sur. Investigations are ongoing.
President Donald Trump is facing harsh criticism after an offensive social media post.
And a race for your furry friends is back in Orange County.
OC News starts now.
This just now in tech news. First responder on police on There's been a lot of collaborative efforts over the
blessed to be here in Fullerton.
Brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
OC News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to OC News. I'm Anton Montez.
And I'm Sacha Scheib. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Authorities have opened an investigation after a woman was found dead in a remote area near Big Sur. 37-year-old Joanna Ruth Shields of Carlsbad was discovered April 9th near Sykes Hot Springs in the Ventana Wilderness. A search and rescue crew recovered the body with assistance from California Highway Patrol after hikers stumbled upon it. The local sheriff's office say the death is being treated as suspicious, but the cause of death waits on pending toxicology results. No arrests have been made. Investigators believe there is no current threat to the public. The Monterey County Sheriff's Office is asking for anyone with information to contact them.
Tensions between President Donald Trump and the Pope are sparking backlash from the religious groups. President Trump is facing growing criticism from conservative Catholics after a public dispute with Pope Leo and a controversial social media post. The backlash come as some longtime supporters question the administration's approach to the war with Iran and its rhetoric. Religious leaders have also pushed back, calling for peace and urging a return to moral principles. Analysts say the disagreement is highlighting rare division within the Catholic community and could impact support among key voting bloc.
Last Saturday, the Modern Market Mart took place in Irvine. Apparently, this is not like any other regular farmers market. Reporter Cara Barrera has more.
At first glance, Modern Maker's Mart may look like your typical farmer's market, but instead of fruits and vegetables, vendors here are selling something else entirely: their stories.
My mom has thyroid cancer, and she also has an autoimmune disease called Guillain-Barré. So she was paralyzed from the waist down for a couple years, and her doctors told her to try and stay from anything that is, not great for the environment. So, and me having chronic asthma and chronic migraines, we both wanted to work together to make products that all of us could use.
For Bianna Sputz, that journey started at home. A third-year chemistry major at Cal State LA, she creates her own line of perfumes, car fresheners, and room sprays. Every formula is carefully made to be safe for pets and people living with chronic illnesses. What began as a personal need has now turned into a small business.
Most of the vendors, if not all, here at the Modern Maker's Mart hand make their products and pour them. Everything made at home with love and passion.
Across the market, vendors of different ages and backgrounds bring their own reasons for being here, from experienced creators to first-time sellers, including young entrepreneurs just getting started.
When I buy something, I know I'm not getting something basic that everyone else has, and I'm getting something unique and that something that they sell that means something more to them than just the money.
Events like this highlight a growing shift towards small independent business. I'm Carla Barrera for OC News.
Today is Tax Day, marking the final deadline for millions of Americans to file their 2025 federal tax return. Taxpayers have until the end of today to file their 2025 returns, pay any taxes owed, or request an extension from the IRS. Officials warn missing the deadline can trigger penalties of up to 5% per month. Even with an extension, payments are still due today. The IRS says those who can pay in full should still file to avoid higher fees. Meanwhile, the average tax refund this year is about $3,400, roughly an 11% increase from last year. So Anton, why did the taxpayer cross the street?
I don't know why.
To avoid the IRS.
That is crazy. Well, anyways, coming up after the break, Boston recognizes the 13-year anniversary of the marathon bombing.
Tune in after the break for more.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut, the one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Question about
If you've been waiting for some nice weather to spend quality time outside, we have some nice sunny skies visiting us this week, Titans. I'll pass it along to Leslie Morales with more on this week's weather.
Thank you, Anton. And you'd be right. So we have some nice sunny weather coming up. Today we have a temp of 74 and a low of 53 with winds at 9 miles per hour and a humidity of 46. And if you missed today's sunrise, we had it at 6:19 a.m. But don't worry, Titans, you can still catch the sunset at 7:22 p.m. Moving on to this 5-week forecast, we have Thursday with a high of 73 and a low of 54, but it might feel a little cooler due to the overcast and winds. Moving on to Friday, we have a high of 79 and a low of 53. Now we have the 2 hottest days of the week, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday we have a high of 82 and a low of 54, and Sunday with a high of 80 and a low of 58. Now with Monday heading back to campus, we're going to head back to the 70s with a 75 and a low of 56. So if you're wanting some sun and beach time, Saturday and Sunday might be the perfect time for you to head out. Now sending it back to the anchors, Anton and Sache.
Thank you, Leslie. Boston is marking a somber anniversary while honoring the community with a defined resilience. Today marks the 13th anniversary of the Boston Marathon bombings, as the city observes One Boston Day with acts of kindness and remembrance. Local leaders and families gather for a wreath-laying ceremony at the finish line of the Boys Town Street. Bells will toll later this afternoon at the exact moment the first explosion happened. Residents are encouraged to volunteer, donate, or perform small acts of service. The day turns a tragic moment into a show of unity, honoring the victims and the strength of the Boston community. Now let's dive into the Palestinian culture of dance with Christopher Coster reporting on the DAPCA workshop hosted by the Swana Resource Center.
Today, the Southwestern Asian and North African Resource Center here at Cal State Fullerton held a DAPCA dance workshop event inside the Kinesiology building on the 2nd floor. I had a chance to speak with the Swana coordinator and the DAPCA instructor about their experience on the event.
It was so good. Many students attended to it. I feel that they enjoyed learning about Palestine, DAPCA, and culture. I taught them a DAPCA called Tal'una. It's one of the famous DAPCA and popular in the weddings and street and events.
Yeah, I think it was a great event. We had a pretty good turnout of students, and I think the reason why we coordinated this program. We collaborated with SAWA. They're a local nonprofit organization that works with youth, ages K through 12, to provide cultural education for youth, for Palestinian and Arab youth. And we wanted to partner with them because they work with Samer from El Fanoun to bring like traditional Dabka dance to Fullerton, to Cal State Fullerton, to the campus community. The event is open to everyone, so it doesn't matter if you're Palestinian or Arab, you can show up.
In Fullerton, California, reporting for OC News, I'm Christopher Castro.
When we return, our four-legged friends hit the racetrack.
And the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame welcomes the class of 2026.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/team-up.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
Don't have to wait long till the 4th of July for some hot dog fun, but it's not what you think. Emmanuel Palacio has the story.
Some dogs enjoy a nice walk, but others prefer to race.
They have 2 races a day, and all throughout the year, every month, dogs come in here to qualify for the races and earn a berth.
Furry paws darted across the cobblestone at the Wiener Dog National Races in Huntington Beach on Sunday. For 32 years, Old World Village has hosted the area's fastest dachshunds. When the starting gate pulls up, the race is on. Some dogs need a little help to the finish line, while others are track stars. And results do matter. The 2 fastest dogs of each race qualify for the big event.
The Wiener Dog National Championships will take place in November this year, and there the 2026 World Champion will be crowned.
It's fun to see the older dogs who start showing up because they want to get their spot like they did last year and the year before, and then the newer dogs kind of get the bug, like, I want my dog in the championship, I want my dog there.
Replay review is used because a single paw can make a difference. The winner of the morning race was Rowdy, a multi-talented 4-time champion with over 300,000 Instagram followers.
She's a model, she's a skater, she's a racer. She kind of, I don't know what's next for Rowdy, you know?
And her presence is growing the Wiener Dog race scene.
So it's really cool to see people kind of engage with her profile and ask us, where's this race? Where's this race? How can I get my dogs signed up?
The next race will be on May 17th at Old World Village, where 4 more dogs will qualify for nationals. Reporting for OC News, I am Emmanuel Palacios.
This week, a lot is going on in entertainment. Let's turn things over to Carla Barrera for the latest stories.
Thank you, Sache. Today in the entertainment world, we're starting off with Britney Spears, and this time it's not a comeback, it's a reset. Britney Spears has voluntarily entered rehab after a March incident where she was pulled over for reckless driving and briefly detained when police found drugs and alcohol in her system. Her team says it's been a long time coming, so for now, it looks like she's hitting pause and focusing on getting back on track. Now, from personal resets to career milestones, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is welcoming a new class. To even be considered, artists need to have released their first music track at least 25 years ago. So yes, this is one of those you've really been in the game kind of honor. More than 1,200 people in the industry help decide who makes the cut, from musicians to producers to journalists. This year, Queen Latifah is being recognized with the Yearly Influence Award, while Billy Idol is among those being inducted in the performing category. The ceremony is set for Los Angeles this November, but if you don't score a ticket, don't worry. It'll be streaming on Disney Plus later on. And speaking of icons who never really leave the spotlight, the upcoming Michael Jackson film is already moonwalking its way into headlines. The film follows the life of Michael Jackson, and what makes this one extra special is that he's being played by his own nephew, Jafar Jackson. The premiere brought out major support from his family, including his sons, who showed up wearing his signature armbands, which he used as a symbol to represent his support for humanitarian causes, especially children in need. The film isn't out just yet, but it sure is building serious hype already. From headline moments to the movies, it's been a packed one in entertainment. So that's it for me. Now back to you, Sacha and Anton.
Thank you, Carla. Greek life on campus is giving back in a big way. Fraternities and sororities raise money to support campus resources. Lizette Virhen has more.
At Cal State Fullerton, Greek Week is bringing together fraternities and sororities for a week of competition and giving back.
Greek Week is a big fraternity and sorority life event here at Cal State Fullerton. It's been going on for a really long time, and this year we were raising money for the Children's Center on campus and also to the ASI Food Pantry, our gender affirming closet.
This year is slightly different because for the first time, organizers are sending part of their funds raised back to each chapter's philanthropy.
Staying up really late, working on all these posters and all these costumes and whatnot, and then showing up to school really out of it.
Throughout the week, students participated in events like coin wars, an obstacle course, and team challenges, all while raising money for the Children's Center.
Yeah, we love it. No matter what happens, whatever the outcome, we're just happy that the Children's Center is getting money. We're supporting other causes on campus and putting a good impact within fraternity and sorority life.
The week wrapped up with chants and awards recognizing chapters for their participation, fundraising, and overall performance. This year alone, students raised more than $29,000 to help fund improvements to the center's classroom.
I felt a real connection with the Children's Center. One of my buddies, he really got to work inside of it doing his hours, which was really exciting to hear about.
Greek Week not only builds community among the students, but it also provides support for campus resources that many rely on every day.
Alpha Chi Omega took home the overall Greek Week title, leading in both fundraising and competition. And Phi Delta Theta won fundraising and participation champions. And while the competition may end, the impact of their efforts continue beyond Greek Week. Reporting for OC News, I am Lizette Virgen.
Thank you for tuning in to the early edition of OC News. Our next show goes live in just a few minutes. In the meantime, be sure to check out our social media at OC News, CSUF, and Titan TV CSUF. I'm Sacha Shaib.
And I'm Anton Montes from our producers David Martinez and Alyssa Franco and all of us here at OC News. Have a good night.
conocida como coproducciones,